Hello and welcome to this fourth game of day 27 of 5 games in total. We're gonna see SSD taking on Alliance. It is gonna be an important match for Alliance, mostly because they just don't want to lose any more games. Because they just want to win, and they want to end up on top of the group stages. Alliance, they have played 15 games so far. Of course, I should, almost wanted to say 14, but they have played 15 games. They're looking very solid. If they win this game, they're guaranteed to go to Kiev, I believe. Yeah, they are. But they, of course, want to win also the game that they have after that to secure themselves the option to go for the option to choose their opponent on in the finals, which is important, which is very important actually for the brackets that they're going to be in. And on top of that, well, they just want to win because they're competitive players. Now on the other side, we've got SSD, who after last match is now 6th in position. We've asked the admins on what the deal would be if SSD actually made it into the top 4, which is still possible, but obviously they are a team that officially has disbanded, so we were kind of unsure about the rules, but no ruling has been given. We'll have to wait and see if they actually get to be top 4, because that's going to be our next question. Do they win from Alliance? And after that, do they win from Rock's Kiss? They do still have 3 players in there from Speed Gaming, Bone7, Sing Sing, and Pilot Die. Arise and Come With Me, of course, the original SSD players. I have to say, I thought they played a very solid game in the previous game. But Alliance is a different caliber of team.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, we see Bristleback picked up.
Wow. Alliance wants to try something different, I'd say.
Yeah, and SSD actually opted to ban out the Enchantress and the Furion right away. So they take out Ake and Bulldogs, too. Probably one of their signature heroes, I'd say.
Yeah, and their first 2 pickup of the previous game that they played as well.
Yeah, and Ake, I mean, of course, they pick up Ake's Chen very early. And I'm assuming that's going to be Loda's Bristleback, but I don't know if we've seen an Admiral Bulldog Bristleback.
I think we've seen it once. Yes, I've seen it once.
10 seconds.
So they keep their option open. They actually, themselves, they ban out the Come With Me VIII, as well as the Clockwork of Bone7. So also a bit of, it's banning out against players rather than banning out against the game, if you will.
Yeah, definitely.
I do like that. I do hope that it's going to be like that for most games. Of course, it depends also on the patches. If there is indeed a hero that just nobody needs to get, like nobody wants to get, nobody wants to give away. But so far, there's no such heroes in the pool. There's always some kind of difference in the drafts. As Mirana is actually still in the pool, talking about banning heroes up against players. But we did see Sing Sing playing the carry rather than the mid lane.
And this was, I love this. This is a smart pick. I mean, I don't usually like Alchemist and Timbersaw on the same team. I don't know why for some reason, but I don't know. It just doesn't usually work out. But this is a really good pickup. I really like this Timbersaw pickup here.
And we already saw Bone7 in the previous game with that hero.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, no, never mind. Alchemist and Timbersaw is fine. I was thinking of something. I was thinking of Elder Titan and Timbersaw. Oops.
But the Alchemist and Timbersaw, I mean, the Whirling Death is physical damage, right? Am I saying that right? Or is pure damage if it reaches trees?
Yeah, it's pure damage.
Okay, never mind
that. Timbersaw is all pure. Yeah. Unless, he's away from trees.
But he's only... Yeah, exactly. He needs to have trees around him. Puck removed, S4 no longer can play that hero. We are in the second banning phase, and I guess that banning against players continues. We still have a Lifestealer in the pool. It all depends on what SSD is expecting that Bristleback to be. Is it going to be Loda's hero? Is it going to be Bulldog's hero? We've seen it both. That's for sure.
It could be both. I mean, I haven't really seen Bulldog play Bristol, but I mean, it doesn't say that he hasn't played it, so... I
believe he played it once in StarLadder.
Yeah. So, I mean, it still could be, and...
Yeah,
still, either way, Timbersaw is such a strong hero versus Bristleback as well, because even once that Bristleback gets super farmed, the Whirling Death just crushes him, and they actually... SSD bans out an Invoker pretty early.
Interesting. I wasn't expecting that to see on Alliance, but I guess, I mean, they played against an Invoker in the previous game, and there's like, you know what? I don't want to do that anymore. Arise says, ban it out. I don't blame them, because that Invoker caused a lot of problems for them.
Yeah, he did. I mean, even though his items didn't end up scaling as well as I think they could have, he definitely still landed, a lot of Sunstrikes. His Fort Spurs did pretty brutal damage and everything, so...
Yeah. We actually still have the Slark in the pool, by the way. A hero that could still get picked up by either of the teams. Like I said, I'm not really too big of a fan of the Slark, and I think that he lost both of the games that we've seen him in today? I think so, right? Yeah, we did. So
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I still feel like that hero's pretty damn strong, but I mean, I guess you need it in the right lineup and everything so he fits properly, but
yeah.
he can just, if he gets a good early start, and he can just run around and kill people, because Pounce gets such a low cooldown, he has such a high burst potential, and he's pretty unkillable, unless you have, like, you know, a lot of AoE damage and everything, so you can just follow him around, or a lot of chase, so you can chase him with the, while he's invis.
Well, there's a load of life stealers, so I guess we have our answer. Bristleback for Bulldog. They actually banned out the Crystal Maiden, who made it all the way through to the second banning phase, and that reminded me, we still also have the Venomancer in the pool, and now I wasn't really expecting a Venomancer, but he has been banned out every single game thus far. So I'm kind of curious if they are still going to plan on picking it up, either of the teams, because it would fit right with the Bristleback. It's actually pretty okay against the Bristleback himself as well. You're slowing him down.
Oh, yes. I did not see them picking this Lifestealer here, actually. It's kind of
5 seconds remaining.
kind of weird, I feel like, but I guess they don't want to reveal. They don't want to reveal their mid, and they're just saving EGM support hero, I guess. So.
Yeah, we saw him do play a Lena earlier on today, which suited him just fine as well. So there's still a lot of options, and I mean with the open wounds again, the setup for the stun is there. We've seen it work, and it actually works like a charm. Are you expecting Mirana still to come out in this game?
I don't know. I don't know if they want to. I'm looking at the bans and everything, trying to see. Okay, they pick up a Shadow Demon. Yeah, they don't want to show their mids. I was gonna say I don't think that they want to show their mid yet.
Shadow Demon instead of the Bane.
And now that actually could be a support. That could be the support Alchemist we were saying before as well, because now they have the Alchemist Shadow Demon combo, and it's pretty strong.
Kunkka and Mirana still both in the pool, still heroes that Sing knows very well how to play, and still working well together with the Shadow Demon and the Alchemist.
Yeah, I actually, now that you say, I wasn't really thinking Kunkka, but now, honestly, Kunkka's very strong with all these heroes, because that boat with Alchemist and Timbersaw, those are already two tanky-ass heroes, and then with the boat, the rum, could be pretty powerful, I mean. Maybe we'll see either or. We could see the Mirana, or we could see the Kunkka, but I think we'll see one or the other.
I think so too. I do like, I'm not sure. It's like Shadow Demon versus Bane in this case, because of course the Purge actually is very great against a Lifestealer. If he tries to run, you can of course slow him, you can slow the Bristleback, which is a big deal. But the Fiend's Grip, you don't have the Fiend's Grip. Yeah. And they are kind of, like, they have the Alchemist stun, that's great and all, but I feel like they could be using another disable. What do you feel like Shadow Demon versus Bane in this case?
I mean, I think I'm a bigger fan of Bane too, because like the pure damage and everything, it's the hero is really. I mean, Bane is really strong, especially with Alchemist and stuff too. But I mean, maybe they're opting to go for something that combos better with the Shadow Demon. I mean,
Weaver coming in. No, I don't mean Weaver. I mean Dazzle with a weave. There we go.
Dazzle.
But we already saw Dazzle today. I don't think he's gonna come out for SSD.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
But I mean, I don't know. I think I would have liked the Bane better as well. But now we see a Storm come out too. Now I think Bane would have definitely been better. But
yeah, that Fiend's Grip on the Storm, and I do like the Lifestealer does fit with the Storm again, because of course the Puck was already banned out, so you wouldn't have those Puck bombs, but you can have the Storm Bomb right now with Storm Stealer.
Or maybe we'll see a Bane Potom last too, and it'll be an Alchemist carry.
That could work out. Mid bottom, and they actually rotate around who's playing mid.
Yeah, but then they have a Bane and a Shadow Demon support. I don't know if we'll see that coming out by
Bane and Shadow Demon together don't really have that much synergy, you're right. Like, they do the same thing, but they can't really pair it up into one big ass wombo combo thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think they'll wait with the Kunkka / Mirana for the last one and select their mid hero right now? Unless, of course, they want to put the Mirana mid, which is still possible. And have the Kunkka still there as well. Just have a rise on the Kunkka. Nah, I'm not sure.
Dog barking.
I hear that. I also hear still a fire alarm sometimes.
Do you really? Oh
yeah.
no.
You should really buy a battery for that.
Oh no.
It's okay though. It's very soft. I only started hearing it like after the break. Wow! That was not a hero I was expecting. Another disruptor. It worked out fine in the previous game. I mean, it was great, but that does mean that Alchemist is going to be a carry role here, and we're not going to have a Queen of like a Kunkka anymore, or unless they want to rotate their mid hero, in which case Arise plays the Alchemist, which is fine too. By the way, I actually think that, like, now that they didn't have the Bane, they kind of had to go for Disruptor, because now you can actually disrupt the Storm Spirit and put the Static Storm over the top so that they can't Storm Ball away afterwards, Ball Lightning away. That's decent.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. I mean, it's definitely 2 5s, you know, the Shadow Demon and Disruptor. They're 2 heavy 5s until Disruptor gets like an Ags. But, oh, and we see a Silencer pickup. Huh.
I do like this draft, I have to say, from both teams, that is. Very responsive drafting. We have Mirana ban, by the way, is still coming out from Alliance, so I guess there wasn't going to be Mirana anymore. Unfortunately.
This is not an Alliance lineup that, as far as I know. I see the 3 heroes that are Alliance heroes, and then 2 heroes that are some other stuff.
Plucked from other drafts. I mean, after all, they're boot camping. They have to try out new things, perhaps.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do like that. I wonder if it's not the wrong team to try it out with.
Honestly, okay, they do pick up like a Gyrocopter. That's interesting.
Is it gonna be a Gyrocopter or an Alchemist mid now? Because we don't know. We saw Rise playing mid previous game, obviously. But
I think we might be seeing this. I think we might be seeing the Alchemist mid. But also, this Silencer pickup is actually really, really strong. Because Silencer versus Alchemist and both Timbersaw is super powerful. The last word on Timbersaw, that he gets silenced up for up to 6 seconds, like if that Silencer maxes early. And then plus the ultimate, and on the Alchemist, like, if the Alchemist drops Acid Spray before he throws his stun, and the last word gets put on, he's gonna get screwed over a bunch of times.
Yeah.
As well as, you know, obviously the global, and then Alchemist stunning himself and Timbersaw being kind of useless. I mean, obviously global affects every hero, but I mean, it's much more, you know, noticeable obviously on this Timbersaw, because Timbersaw is all spellcasting. So that's a pretty damn good pick, I feel like, by Alliance.
Yeah. I have to say, I mean, I kind of favor Alliance's lineup more, but if SSD get their farm up on the Alchemist and on the Gyrocopter, I wonder if there's going to be enough sustain for Alliance to actually deal with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like these 2 drafts are pretty well-rounded, pretty even.
Pretty well matched.
I mean, I guess it's just going to come out to being, you know, which supports, you know, if the Chen can get early kills with the Storm, if Storm gets early killed by the supports. I mean, Silencer isn't the best at, you know, moving around, I would say, but I mean, I guess we'll see what could end up happening.
Yeah. Let's take a look at who is playing what on the side of Alliance. We have got Loda playing his signature Lifestealer. Then we have in the mid lane S4 playing a Storm Spirit. Bottom lane is going to be, for now, Aki is going to ward. He's playing a signature Chen. And then on to the not-so-signature heroes, as we have a Bristleback for the Admiral Bulldog, as we have been seeing him play that once before, I believe, in the Star Series group stages. But other than that, I can't remember the last time he played that one. And we do also have, of course, EGM playing in Silencer this time. Also not a hero that he often plays. I would have loved to have a Statsman in this game, to be honest. As we have a bit of aggressive movement coming out from SSD. Wow. As they want
Speed! You might as well be, whatever.
They want to stop the jungle from Aki to go well. They're placing some wards.
Yeah, we see them actually right away ward. There's just the big camp right now, and the medium camp.
Yep.
Let's see if they put down another one inside the... Yep, they put it down in the other medium camp as well.
You want to introduce SSD?
Yeah, of course. We have super speed dinosaurs. We have Palai playing the Disruptor. We have Arise playing the Gyrocopter carry in the short lane. We have Sing Sing playing this Alchemist mid, which is a change up from last game. We have Bone 7 playing Timbersaw in the off lane, which is one of his actual, you know, favorite heroes, and he actually has 8 tangles up on this Timbersaw, and we have Come With Me playing the Shadow Demon, which seems like he is toward the top lane right now.
Yeah, might be just checking out the rune, but it was a regen anyway, so we'll see. Do you think he's gonna stick around? Because he doesn't have any wards anymore. They placed they placed all of them in the jungle and on the bottom rune spot, which is actually the same location about it as the Lions has it. Yeah, he's gonna rotate bottom. He's gonna have the tri lane, and they're gonna try to take down a Bristleback. Now the thing about a Bristleback, if they don't get him early on, then I'm not sure if they can get him at all. So we'll see if they get something going. The harassment is already there anyways, so that's great. The start has been made. Look at that! Look at that Thunder Strike, by the way. I mean, he got buffed after all, but that hurts.
Yeah, it does it ridiculous. It's actually one of the strongest level 1 abilities in the game now. But also at the same time, we see something that Speed does I mean, I know this isn't speed, but I'm saying this something that speed does a lot versus a lot of the teams that they play. They put one of the supports middle just to, you know, harass a little bit to get their mid a little bit of a good start.
Yeah.
So we see Come With Me start doing that. And we see Ake actually bring out early sentries and counter-ward the big camp.
Look at this.
And miss that one. And miss both? Does that miss both? It does.
It does miss both. Oh, wow. And he now is out of sentries because he already used the other one, so he only has one camp. Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate.
That's
but, you know,
unfortunate.
at least he got you know, the troll creep. So at least he's going to build the jungle quickly for whenever he makes it to the creeps.
Yes. If there are creeps, they will die fast.
Yeah.
There are not, and of course, it's a great creep to gank with as well. With that ensnare that you have. Even though Bone 7 can, of course, timber chain himself out of there, I'm going to assume that Loda is going to pick up a, what's it called? A thingy again. I mean, we saw him being up against a timber saw before, right? Maybe not have been Bone 7, but it was a timber saw.
Yeah, I think we're going to see it as well. He's picking up the boots first right now, but... And we see Bulldog's actually just trying to stack up some ancients in the meantime. Yep. And he actually gets his 3rd ancient stack, which is good. That's really good for him right now. Even though he's only level 1.
He's actually quilling out Pailai to his jungle right now. We do have Come With Me with the disruption. Might be able to turn this around. 3 seconds for another
Thunder Strike,
and he's locked in. He might actually go down. The Rise is coming in as well. Looks like Bulldog will indeed go down. That's a first blood right there. Goes the way of Come With Me. Too greedy for Bulldog chasing down Pailai so long.
Yeah, that was really, really greedy chasing him all the way down there. Not knowing where the shadow demon was. But you know what? Honestly, now he gets back down to his bottom lane, gets a little bit of experience. The wave's pushing into him, so... It definitely wasn't good to die, but you know, at the same time, at least he's getting something out of it.
Yeah. Very true. In the meantime, S4 is having some troubles here. Just got his bottle. Will be needing to bottle Crow it by the looks of it, because he gets harassed a lot by that acid spray coming out from Sing Sing. Last hit-wise, he's doing okay, though. I mean, it's 13 for 4 for him, with Sing Sing sitting on 10 for 3, so very even in that regard. Slightly in favor of S4, actually, but the harassment that Sing Sing can throw out just by putting down that acid spray is pretty big. And top of that, because of the lane then pushed out by the acid spray, Sing Sing should be having the rune control, right? Going for
I mean, kinda, but at the same time, there's a Chen, so I mean, he can't really check the top rune. But I think the lane control, the rune control is about even. Because I mean, acid. Honestly, people underrate that. A lot of people don't even realize when they're playing versus. If you're trying to lane versus an alchemist, it's such a pain in the ass versus acid spray, especially in the mid lane.
Yeah, it's and overall you think, you know what, there's a range versus a melee. I think Storm Spirit should win the lane, but nope.
Yeah, there's honestly nothing you can do to stop the alchemist from farming. You can deny a couple creeps and whatnot. I'm sure like Dendi is one of like the best at it because he loves his denies.
Oh, they go on the top lane. Bone 7, Test of Faith actually got a lot of damage coming up, but Bone 7 will be able to make it out alive. And Come With Me, teleporting in, disruption up on Aki, who should be able to make it out alive. Is there gonna be something else? There is a glimpse. They find it up on Loda. No rage coming out from him just yet for another 3 seconds, but he will be making it out alive by the looks of it. He should be okay. The harassment comes out for EGM up on Pailai. EGM actually still has got mana for a curse if he wants to throw it out, but or last word for that matter, but doesn't go for it in the end. They did force up rotations.
Sing's gonna get a full bottled haste rune here too, so it's pretty good for Sing Sing.
Wow, that is actually pretty scary. He's going for that instantly. Nah, he can't go for S4 just yet.
Bottom tower is under attack.
That was a weird use of the haste right there. But I guess he wanted to get back to the lane and farm as fast as possible.
Didn't want to miss any creep kills.
Yep. And he actually goes for the level 3 stun instead of maxing the acid spray earlier.
Yeah.
And it looks like Sing is either going for the Urn rush or the Medallion rush.
I hope it's Medallion. I do like that build.
Yeah, Medallion's really, really strong. I've actually like goofed around a little bit on this like middle alchemist, and I tried like everything. I tried Soul Ring. I think Soul Ring's kind of crappy, but Medallion and Urn is pretty good. Soul Ring's actually very good in the off lane, to be honest with you, and for jungle stacking. We see EGM going on Bone 7 maybe up to the top.
It's a very difficult. Level 2 on the Timber Chain. He can get some harass off. I mean, there's even a level, like a last word going off, and that does hurt him quite a bit. But yeah, he has a bottle himself as well, and still 2 charges, so he should be okay. In the meantime, Bulldog, with all those supports rotating top, he actually got himself quite some decent levels. He's level 4 right now, same level as the Timber Saw. Actually, that's not a Timber Saw. Yes, actually a bit higher than the Timber Saw right now. So he's doing really well up against a Rise right here. I mean, he might not get last hits, but that's understandable.
Yeah, he has, I mean, as long as he can get a little bit of farm up, and get his quills. He's already level 5, so he can do this ancient stack pretty easily with the quill stacks.
Yes, EGM. Oh, they go for it again. Timbersaw will be able to teleport himself out though. That's a successful teleport first out, and that means just no experience for a while.
And that's a big thing you can realize if you look at Alliance's lineup. They don't really have that much lockdown. So if somebody's carrying a TP and the pull is used, they can just TP out freely for the most part.
That's gonna be, in comes the side of vices. They kind of need those. And a lot. What's Come With Me planning on doing here? He might be in some trouble himself. There is a Storm Spirit coming in as well. In comes the disruption up from the storm. Will allow Come With Me to run away from that. Oh, zip in! He is level 6! Doesn't go for it though. Has to be careful about getting limbs back anyways.
Yeah, and Bulldog... Oh, getting close.
Yeah,
Bulldog actually just gets his level 6 though, and look, he did majority of that stack already, and now they warded it, which is good, but... I mean, he got what he wanted from that already.
Level 6, all that he needs to be a menace on the map. Yeah. And with Storm Spirit level 6 as well, I mean, they're still waiting for Lifestealer too. Oh, Bone 7 is in trouble. Dimmerchain did not go to a very safe location either. Still tries to get himself away. It's level 2 as said, so he is going to be able to pull himself back very far, but Aki is very close by, and there he goes, teleporting out. Test of Faith is not going to happen, no vision. That's a great Timberchain right there. Good position.
Yeah. I was a little confused when he did that super aggressive Timberchain, and then, you know, it actually pulled away with it. And we actually see SSD going. They take the last 2 Ancients that were left for Bulldog. Ah.
Well, I wonder if he's gonna... Yeah, he is gonna go back towards the bottom lane. Like, I feel like Alliance has got this lineup where when the Lifestealer has got his... maybe his drums up as well, then he can start rotating around and they're gonna put Bristle back top to farm a bit safer there. Get a Vanguard up or something like that. As actually, he needs to be careful here. Arise is actually going to be in some trouble if he's not careful. The Home Mist will still hit up on Bulldog. The cooldown coming down as well. Loda is there as well, and a kill first! It goes to Arise, but Arise himself is going to give his life for that one. That's kind of overextension from him. I mean, that's a disconnect from Pylite Die. Where did he go? He was on the bottom lane. No, he was never going to be close enough to do anything different there.
Yeah, and we actually see Sing Sing stacking up his big camp in the meantime also. And they're stacking up the Ancients with Come With Me.
Nice. That's some extra gold right there being built up for SSD. For either,
somehow,
actually, they have a lot of people that can take that.
And somehow, in the meantime also, even though Ake had his jungle warded, he's level 6.
Wow.
So he's doing pretty well for himself.
Without kills, without ganks.
Yeah.
That's something that we're used to seeing from Ake, no ganks that is. But making it work for him, that's good. And he's not poor either. I mean, he's sitting on a Bassi ring. He's got himself 700 gold, he's got boots, he's got wards. He's doing pretty decent.
Yeah, doing pretty decent. And so, right now, I mean, the supports in Alliance have a little bit more levels and everything, but the stacks all over the place right now are probably going to catch the levels back up, at least on the Shadow Demon and the Disruptor, so...
Yeah, what we saw Alliance do in the previous game, when they had an Enchantress, which is different, of course, but now that Aki has got 2 Trolls, they can actually start pushing down that tier 1 top very easily.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's going to be a little bit hard because Timbersaw is going to be getting
Yeah.
pretty close to 6, and once that Timbersaw hits 6, it's really hard to push the towers to the chakram. But yeah, I mean, SSD has a really, really hard turtle lineup. Honestly, I mean, the acid spray plus the chakram actually makes it almost impossible to push on. Plus, once the Shadow Demon starts getting levels, the max Shadow Poison, which he is opting for.
A nice counter word in the middle lane for Come With Me. Was a very defensive word from Alliance, but removed.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
As Ford in the meantime bought himself something shiny. He's got his treads right now, so perhaps we're gonna see him helping out top lane, which seems to be the target soon for SSD. They've got Come With Me there. He's still level 4. I mean, that's one of the troubles. Those supports have rotated around so often. They are still level 4. Both the Disruptor and the Shadow Demon.
And Sing Sing actually, if you look, he does get the level 4 acid spray before level 4 stun. So he's gonna go do these stacks now right away when he can.
That's a good thing too, I think.
Yeah, I think that's a great choice because now he's just getting bonus farm. He doesn't need to sit middle and have the potential of him getting killed and ganked by the Chen.
I'll try also to not miss too much gold from it.
Oh, Come With Me kills off all the trolls.
Ouch, that's actually pretty decent for him. Not so decent for Aki though. And actually, Come With Me might actually die. Is there enough damage coming out? Yeah, that's a level 3 last word. Good luck with that. Hand of God coming out, keeping Aki up for the moment. S4 teleporting in, looking for the Vortex, finds it as well. And that's going to be another kill going the way of Alliance. Very important kills as well.
very greedy by Come With Me. He stayed there and just kept shooting the shadow poisons to try to kill Ake after he killed the 2 troll creeps. I think he should have just gotten those 2 troll creeps and gotten the hell out of there. But S4 playing the way he does, being really good with his TPs, he TPs instantly and gets an extra kill.
Yeah, helping out Aki, keeping Aki alive as well, who's now sitting on 1300 gold. I mean, that was almost his death, but Hand of God and S4, of course, helping out.
Yeah.
Very decent. The sentry ward is still there, by the way, and this is a bit of a weird situation with that observer and the sentry right next to each other. And wow, they really don't like Loda, I think, because looks to be their target right now. We have a smoke up for SSD. Pylai die. Oh, never mind that. Oh, they think it's the real one. It's an illusion. Boom! A lot of hate.
Man, they could have noticed that the smoke didn't break when they got a little bit closer, but I mean, that still is something that you just like, oh, we gotta go for this kill, so.
Yeah, and they go for Loda instead. He turns on his rage, and he's still going for Pylai die with the global silence coming out. There's nothing that SSD can do. That's another kill for S4 right there. In comes Sing Sing, charging up another stun, looking for a target. We'll find it up on S4, but the Vortex is there first, so he'll end up stunning himself and S4 in the process, actually. Rocket Barrage, cooldown, S4 gets himself out in time. Disruption will still keep Sing Sing safe for the moment, and in his chemical rage he will be able to keep himself up, charging up another stun, throwing it out on Bulldog, who gets a home missile as well. He is going to be the first one to die here in this mid matchup. That is going to be a glimpse back. Welcome back, Loda, to the party.
EGM is getting gone on top too, but now he might actually... No, he's not going to turn this on Bone. Bone 7 just missed his Timber Chain and actually would have killed EGM, but EGM sidestepped it really nicely.
And we still have S4 not giving up. Oh, he should be getting away though. That's pretty risky business for him.
Yeah, he should be fine. But actually, in the meantime, also, the illusions that S4 picked up, he stacked his jungle, two caps with it to get Ake even more farm. So Ake's actually got almost his mech completed.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That's very fast. And I mean, his Hand of God wasn't even needed in that mid fight. I have to say, I'm surprised not more people died. Only Bristleback died, but everybody threw everything on each other.
Yeah.
To be honest, Alchemist, that chemical rage, it's just so good.
I mean, this is looking kind of... I mean, I don't want to say bad for Alliance by any means yet, but Bulldog is actually getting little to nothing, and he's suiciding a lot. And now he doesn't even have his Ancients to recover because they warded that up right away.
Well, that's why I was expecting Loda to jump around with S4 so that Bristleback could farm top a bit. That would be the solution, but they are still having Loda top, and he's got his drums, he's got his phase, that's great, but probably wants to have his armlet before doing anything else.
At the same time as they could be doing that, I mean, if a Bristleback goes top, and I mean, Bone 7 hasn't really moved from that lane, I don't think Bristleback can lane versus that.
Yeah, but they can force...
But yeah, they can force movement,
yeah. But they are actually moving themselves, like, all of them are going top, so they're gonna force people away from bottom lane so that Bristol can farm there, and are gonna try to push. They've got 2 Ursas and a troll. there's already 5 people coming back here for SSD though. There's
no way that Alliance is going to be able to push this tower though. Like SSD, even with the speed gaming, you know, the stand-ins and everything that they have right now, they have always been a team that does not like to lose towers, and they will respond with 5 heroes if they have to. So unless S4 gets a pick off right now, there's no way they're going to be able to push this tower in.
No, and S4 is already moving back to middle as well, realizing that it took too long for them to initiate. They either have to go without SSD expecting it, or they have to be prepared for a 5-on-5 team fight. That's just the way it is. And right now, with forcing everybody of SSD behind the tier 1 tower, that's actually, you know, space created, successful.
Yeah, absolutely. In the meantime, I mean, Sing Sing could have honestly gone and farmed Ancient Stack in the meantime, but instead he was sitting behind top just in case of the push or anything happening, so...
If they don't do anything with their heroes top right now, that's going to be a lot of time wasted. I'm actually thinking that they should be going...
mid, maybe?
Top. Yeah, Sing Sing charging up a stun, going for S4, can't zip away, that minus armor. That's really painful. S4, the speed is not there, the Hand of God comes out to keep him up. And that's gonna be it. No kill happening right here.
If he had Medallion sooner, I think he would have had a closer kill option, but I mean, the Hand of God was there anyway to save him, so I completely forgot about that for a second. Oh, and Arise is getting gone on right now.
Yeah, Disruption will keep him up. Global Silence comes out as well, and they go on who next? It is Bone 7 by the looks of it. In comes the Vortex from S4, teleported in. That's gotta be Bone 7, the first one dead. Arise will fall shortly after, but S4 still getting punched in the face. Sing Sing getting the kill still nonetheless. Come with me, dying to Bristleback as Pylai die. Is the second kill for Bristleback and his Quills. That's gonna be Bristleback in action, I'd say. Back on the map, 4 versus 1. The only one that did not die was Sing Sing, who just came in, punched one hero, and walked back out.
Yeah.
That's actually what he did. That was interesting.
The cooldown did hit almost everybody actually there, but I mean with the global silence and with the Hand of God and everything, actually Hand of God was used before that fight. That's right.
They didn't have the mechanism either actually.
Huh. I guess they all have sticks for the most part. Yeah, they all have magic sticks up. So I guess the stick charges and everything brought everyone back up except for S4. He got hit by that Alk stun.
Yeah.
Then he got cleaned up. Yeah.
That was a pretty good fight for Alliance, and I think that SSD was not really expecting S4 to be there so fast already again. But
yeah, like S4's
movement
is always it's always on point. This guy's one of the better TPers, definitely in the world. I mean, I'm pretty sure we've all known and seen that.
Haste Rune, Alchemist, with the stun charged up, it's gonna that's an anticlimax right there, stunning up himself.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't even think that if Bulldog gets his back turned before they get that stun up, I don't think they'd be able to kill him anyway. He's got his Vanguard and his Belt of Giant Strength and a Max Bristleback already at this point, so...
Yeah, and to be honest, Alchemist stun is one of those stuns that you see flying from a mile away, so he should be able to turn around in time.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, Bulldog actually ended up coming back really, really strong right now. Loda's just hit level 11 just now, and Bulldog's almost level 11 as well.
Yeah, and if you look at net worth, if we compare Bristleback to the Timbersaw, there's actually a 1k difference between the two, which is very decent considering Timbersaw actually, died less. Of course, doesn't have
Bone
the
7.
kills. Oh, Loda wants to go for Bone 7. Come with me and Pilot die around though. Loda has to be careful here. He does get TP response. S4 actually cancelled his TP, as did Silencer, so that's 2 TPs used. Still, EGM as well as S4 teleported in, but did not get anything. Or did not pull through. And they actually could almost divide the tower. Oh, they are. Indeed they are.
Yeah, with the goo and with the Chen creeps. And Chen actually just picks up his mech as well.
It's goo only level 1, but still pretty decent.
And it looks like Sing Sing, he picks up an Ogre Club as well as his medallion. So that could either be a BKB or a Heaven's Halberd.
Which one would you prefer?
I think Heaven's Halberd.
But Lifestealer?
Yeah, I mean, even for Storm.
Yeah, fairly decent. Yeah, decent
Yeah,
enough.
he picks up the Sage. Yeah, he's going for that. It's honestly such a good item on this this mid alchemist that people have been doing. It makes him so tanky, so almost even unkillable, and he has that disarm as well. So I really like the item choice.
We have a pause coming out because the Rise needs a second. Alliance so far is ahead in gold and experience, not by that much. I mean, about 4k in gold and about 7k in experience, but definitely substantial enough to be calling them ahead, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. And EGM actually in that last fight stole an unbelievable amount. He's already at 12 stolen, so he's gonna be hitting pretty hard, even though he's opting for the max curse, max last word, and only 1 level of the glaives.
Yeah, but later on in the game, whew.
Yeah, I think that's the right build anyway.
For support. He hasn't died yet, by the way. He's 204.
Yeah, he's playing really well actually, as usual.
Yep, on a hero that doesn't normally play, or at least that we don't normally see him play. Rather, might have, of course. I mean, again, they're boot camping. They could be trying out all kinds of things. We don't know that. Yeah. It's the thing about boot camping. By the way, we have no towers down on the map yet.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this game is very close still. I mean, even though Alliance is starting to pull a little bit ahead with these little these good team fights, I mean, it's still very close.
Yeah,
and
one team fight
is opting for BKB.
Is he close?
He's not very close, but he's trying to get it.
It's not the worst timing in the world, to be honest. Alchemist is the highest on net worth actually on the map.
Yeah, he's Sig has been, because he's been stacking this big camp constantly, and he still has this entire ancient stack which he has not even touched. So he's finding a lot of farm, and he's not really taking all the farm. He's not taking a ton of the farm on the map. He's taking a lot of the neutral farm, which is very good for him and very good for his team.
The go called out again. It looks like Arise is the target here of S4. Looking for the vision, finds it, zip, Vortex, in comes Aki also with the Test of Faith, and that should be a kill. Should be a kill, I say. Yeah, the last word will get it, otherwise S4 will take it. And actually, they should be able to get a tower off the back of this as well.
Oh, or maybe they're gonna go for Bone 7 here? No, Bone 7 chains out. But yeah, I mean, a big thing a big problem that's happening right now for SSD is that Bone 7 is
is under attack.
Yeah, not really been doing much. He's actually just died twice and had not really that much of an impact on the game.
Oh, he's teleporting into bottom tower though. He wants to try and help deny this tower, help take the fight. They go for Bulldog first. Should be able to pick it up, and in comes the Hand of God. Bulldog, starting with the quills, will be picked up there though by Bone7. So your point is now avoid. Tower gets denied by Sing Sing as well, as we see EGM struggling to stay alive. That's another kill going the way of SSD. And that was the one going for the Alchemist. And it looks like they're looking for Aki still as well, who stuns up, come with me, tries to run from it, but I'm not sure if he can. There will be another stun coming off from Sing Sing as well, and Aki will have very little chance of getting away from that. And indeed, he dies. That's a double kill for Sing Sing. 3 dead on the bottom lane. Tower denied. I'd say fight won by SSD.
Yeah, absolutely. And as soon as I say it, as soon as I say Bone7's not involved, he ports bottom and gets triple kill basically.
I have the same problem in the previous game, so it's all fine.
Yeah, no, it was really good ports and everything by them. And also they saw that S4, he TP'd top.
Yeah.
So as soon as he ported top, they had the window of actually defending that bottom tower. So.
And they didn't lose their own tier 1 top, which was pushed in the meantime. Still sitting on 200 health, which is still pretty close to dying, but they didn't lose it, so that's all that matters right now. And right now, I'd say I'm still waiting for those lifestealer bombs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, there is an armlet actually ready, so this could be a bomb time.
Yeah, I think that might be time. They're probably just gonna wait for they might even just wait for S4's Orchid, because he's getting pretty close to it.
Oh yeah, sitting on 1900 gold.
And then right now in the meantime, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, Sing Sing just farming away.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
He's finishing up the ancient stack, picked up his halberd, and like he's actually, he may have 1400 health and, you know, the alchemist regen anything, but with that evasion as well on an alchemist, the EHP that hero actually has is unreal. Yep. And let's see if he picks up maybe even a vitality booster here. Will he? No. Okay, good.
No.
I was hoping not.
They are gonna try and take a fight. They can't defend their tower anymore. Silencer actually takes the gold for that one. Loda actually looking for someone, finds Pylite Die. The glimpse might be there still, but yeah, that's gonna be S4 back, but disruption doesn't matter. If Pylite Die still dies, Bone7 actually coming in from the back. Gets Silas up now as well as open wounded, and he is not gonna be making it out alive of this one. That's 2 dead. On the side of SSD, this is going back and forth, these fights.
That was a really good global by EGM. And now EGM actually he's studying really well. He has 18 intelligence.
Yeah, studying well. Getting smarter by the minute. Yeah, he actually has his 4 staff about ready, just needs about 100 gold, which you will have. If they take this tower, of course, they'll have it. And right now, the push is on, I'd say. They could still go for the infest bombs. S4 is having his Orchid now complete, so I'd say bring it.
Yeah, again, they still can't really push on this acid spray, because acid spray is still, you know, one of the most unbelievable things to push on, especially when you have any other spells. And they do have, you know, shadow poison, even the gyrocopter spam and whatnot. So they back up and farm. Bulldog looks like he's going to be going for a pipe.
They back up and backstab. Look at this. Smoke gang coming in from behind, going for Pylite Die. That's going to be a curse coming up, and that's going to be Sing Sing. Can't really find a target right now. The silence was still going up on EGM, but it doesn't matter. Now in comes a gyrocopter. Hand of God does not help out EGM anymore. As Loda infests himself into a creep, infests himself out as well. Runs away the other way as Aki is still getting chased down, stunned up, killed off as well. Double kill for Bone7. Wow, that was a bad idea. They still got Pylite Die, but
I thought they were definitely gonna back out. That's what I was saying, because I saw S4 TP back and Bulldog TP bottom, and they go for this. They go for this 3-man gank right next to a tower. That was kind of a little bit strange, but S4 finishes up his Orchid. Bulldog gets his hood, and he's got almost his pipe. They're gonna lose a tower for it and a couple kills, but
they do take the tier 1 tower mid in the meantime. That's decent enough. I mean, they got something out of it. Better than...
There were trades.
Yeah.
Trades were made.
Exactly. It's better than no trade at all. So you have Loda getting away from Radiant territory. And
and it looks like
finding out Arise. Oh, Orchid him up. He might be able to go for this. The Rocket Barrage comes in, but S4! Oh, stunned, punch, Aegis down, Arise lives. That's gonna be some bad news for Alliance. Zip. Oh, that's too long of a zip. That was a bit greedy. Can't find anybody anymore. Everybody TP'd out.
His Vortex was still down from before anyway, so...
Yeah,
unfortunate there. But we see EGM actually pick up his 4 staff. He's got his urn finished as well. We see Chen, he's got his mech finished up. Loda's going for the S and Y build. He just... Oh wow, Gyro still doesn't have his BKB, unfortunately. Sing Sing's going for his AC. Shadow Demon picks up a Midas. Typical come with me. Bone7's getting pretty close to his Bloodstone, and I mean... pretty close game, honestly, because, I mean, Sing Sing's going to be getting a lot of farm. He's going to be getting his AC pretty early, hopefully, for them. But the only really unfortunate thing is that Arise is very underfarmed in comparison right now.
And Bullock is kind of, I don't know, his Invis rune is about to disappear. And there's a lot of people around there. Yeah, he decides to back off. Smart choice too. He is almost having his pipe complete, so that cooldown and stuff, it's not going to be that big of a difference anymore. But again, a pipe is not really an item that I would choose to go for in the lineup that they are up against.
Oh, what, on the Bristle?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the best, but I mean, at this point, he's an off-lane Bristleback. I mean, you don't really see him. He's not going to be doing, like, all the damage. He gets all his damage from, like, the quills and everything, so I mean...
Do you want to have a BKB, maybe, instead?
I mean, yeah, actually... I mean, probably, I guess. I mean, there's still a lot of physical damage coming out of SSD, but, I mean, the pipe helps them just break the base, break the high ground, break towers, which I think they kind of want to do. And, oh, Pilot Eye's going to get caught out.
Oh, but I guess... Small price to pay for a 4-man smoke coming out from Alliance. I mean, he does reveal that 4-man smoke. It could have been a different target, which, like, any other target on the map would have been worse. Apart from maybe Combat Me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's still an infested lifestealer in there. Oh, well, you know, they get the 2 supports for that. That's a double kill for S4 in that still. He's going for a BKB at the moment.
And they actually see the Alchemist. They actually saw the Alchemist rotating. Yeah. This could be very bad for SSD if this Alchemist dies as well right here.
It's daytime though, and they come from the low ground, so this should be something that's seen. Or do they? Open wound, still gonna be there. S4 coming in as well, looking for the zip, looking for the vortex, finds it as well. That's gonna be one dead Alch. Big pickup. That's gonna be the biggest pickup they had from all these pickups.
They just got 3 kills in the span of 1 minute, while the rest of the team is just farming too. So that's really, really good for Alliance. Gyro thankfully picks up his BKB and is actually starting to find a little bit more farms, so at the same time it's not the worst. But Arise actually is going for a really strange build. He has level 3 Rocket and level 3 Barrage instead of getting any stats or anything.
Level 3 Rocket is not something that you see often. Why would you, what would his reasoning be behind that?
Oh, I really don't know. Maybe because they don't have that much lockdown for this. I don't know. I don't really agree with it, honestly.
Not much lockdown because they don't really have any real disables. Well, apart from the Son of the Alchemist, obviously.
I mean, is Gyro Missile really that reliable versus a Storm that can just zip into it? I mean...
No.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know, that's pretty strange, but maybe there's some logic behind it. I feel like we normally just see the standard stats come out, and yeah, we see Roshan die very, very quickly.
Yeah, with all that minus armor.
Yeah.
Even if they know it's happening, they can't do anything against it anymore. I mean, some pings came out, but doesn't matter. They have to be careful also, because if Alliance jumps in on this and they have an infested Stormstealer again, they might be going for this again.
Stormstealer, I like it.
Stormstealer, yes.
And you know what? Honestly, though, I do want to point one thing out. That's this disruptor has actually been pretty useless the entire game.
Yeah, we saw
other than getting like the first blood and whatnot. Yeah.
Previous game he had a lot more impact, for sure. Oh, that's a zip into everybody! Global Sun coming out as well, that's already Shadow Demon dead, looking for an Alchemist. But Alchemist is gonna live to save the day. Hand of God gonna try to keep S4 alive, but it looks like he's just getting punched in the face. Will end up zipping away into safety, but nobody else dies. Or now they do. Now Alchemist drops, a Rise to drop as well. Pylai died, taken down, ultra kill for Loda. And that is gonna be Loda running to try and take down the Timbersaw, teleported out in the midst of his base as Sing Sing, he bumped back, he's gonna die again if he's not careful. He's not careful. He is dead again. That's gonna be in team wipe, SS4. Whoo! 50 health, he's never worried. That's a GG.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a completely definitive fight, and they didn't even lose the Aegis there or anything. The global was perfect. Like with the jump and everything, so it was just a disastrous fight entirely for SSD.
I mean, I thought for a second that was actually, the zipping was too far, too greedy, but that was perfect. Like with that silence following up. And of course he's talking about the Dota 2 Champions League finals, which is Alliance versus Speed. That's why that comes up.
But yeah, really well played by S4, I think. S4 and EGM MVPs there. Loaded played really well as well. He got a lot of farm and he made things happen.
Yeah. And of course, with that, I think our question is not needed to be answered if we know who's gonna go to Kiev. Although it's still quite tricky to see for Roxkiss versus Fnatic. That game has already been played, but that's basically the Kiev slots fighting right now, and SSD is gonna fight for Fnatic. Basically, that's the way it is. I have to say, I'm worried for Rox. This is probably the best kind of scenario that Fnatic could hope for, having such a strong SSD team right now. We'll see how it goes. We'll see what Godlike thinks of their lineup, if he also has maybe some issues, as we had Alliance not really agreeing with their the SSD stand-in choices, but we'll see. We're going to be going on to our 5th and last game of the night. That means that is indeed SSD versus Roxkiss, so stay tuned. We'll be right back, as all these games have ended like on point. We have 9 PM right now, CET time, which is the exact starting time of the next match. Let's go.
Seems like people are kind of mad about SSD's stuff. Seeing a lot of drama on Twitter.